Training your abs is no different than training any other muscle. If you want results, you have to have a plan and you have to put forth consistent effort. Another thing to consider with ab training is that you have to be patient. The abs are always the last thing to reveal themselves, so it makes sense that they will take the most time to develop. 3 things to consider when beginning a flat training. It's going to take longer than you expect. It's going to be harder than you thought. You are going to have to diet. It cannot be overemphasized that getting a six-pack is really hard work. The problem is there are so many infomercials out there that tell you that you can have a six-pack in 8 weeks. And even though you know that isn't likely, it's hard to resist the temptation to believe it. We all fall victim to such promises, and when we constantly see these types of ads, it is hard not to have an unrealistic expectation on how long it will take. The problem is that when you set unrealistic expectations, chances are you will fail. And when you fail to reach your goal in the time you decided, you are likely to get frustrated and give up. Once you give up the first time, it gets harder and harder to start again because you don't expect it to work. This happens in all areas of fitness, but seems to happen the most when it comes to building a six-pack. The reason is that having a six-pack is directly tied to your body fat percentage. You cannot have a six-pack with a high level of body fat, so diet is always a major factor. People are constantly going on diets for a few weeks, not dropping weight as fast as they want, and ultimately quitting. The yo-yo diet syndrome is definitely something that you want to avoid. Besides the time factor, another thing to consider is lower back training. As with all your training, you want to make sure your physique is balanced. If you significantly increase your ab training without increasing your lower back training, then you will develop muscular imbalances. This is a recipe for disaster and can lead to lower back issues or injury. Take this into consideration when you plan your training. The bottom line is, before you have any visions of washboard abs and start to train abs, be realistic about how long it is going to take and balance out your training. Just realize it is going to take longer than you want, and it is going to be more work than you want to do. However, the payoff will be worth it. Once you reach your goal, you will have a sense of accomplishment, and an awesome six-pack too.